I'm here with Muller.
It's going great today, a beautiful day.
The team played with a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of fire.
On May 3rd through 5th, Elon hosted the CAA tournament.
Welcome to Elon Phoenix Weekly. Hello and welcome to Elon Phoenix Weekly. Elon Phoenix Weekly is doing a special episode with One-on-One Sports, Elon's premier sports debate show. We are covering an extremely busy week here on Elon's campus. We have had 19 different sporting events happening among 6 different sports between April 27th and May 5th. We have a variety of different students from both organizations spread all throughout Elon's campus, as we will hear from coaches, recap spring seasons, and interview a CAA champion. But first, we have Emmanuel Tobe from outside Road Stadium to break down the end of the spring practice for football. Emmanuel, how is the team looking under a new head coach?
Thank you, Tellier. The team played with a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of fire, and just a whole lot of motivation. During the spring practice, they ran through a lot of situational drills of things like the final 2 minutes, as well as punt returns and kick returns for next year, how they handle certain situations, as well as how they will handle them differently compared to last year. And speaking of handling things different, I sat down with brand new head coach Tony Trisciani to speak about some expectations for next year, as well as how his team played during the spring practice. Coach, final day of spring practice. Tell me some things that you've learned or some things that you have experienced.
What I've learned is that we've got 2 quarterbacks that are very elusive. And when it's a live game situation, they have the ability to create some things and extend plays and improvise with their feet. I know we've got some running backs who can break some tackles. And that's why these scrimmage situations, when it's live football, and not just a tag or a thud tempo, when you take guys to the ground, you can really see kind of where some guys are at. And I'm pleased where we're at.
And one thing that you talked about after the scrimmage was inspiring your players to get a 3.0 GPA. Why is education so important in terms of you instilling these kind of morals and principles with your players?
Education is important because we're at Elon. We're not a football factory. We're not in the SEC, right? So, kids are going to come here and they're going to major in what they want to major in. They're going to take real classes. They're going to go to class, and in 4 years they're going to graduate with a degree and an education. And it's important to us. We're capable of achieving a 3.0 GPA, and because we're capable of it, I want to see our guys do it.
Mm-hmm. And what are some, expectations or some things that are in your mind, as well as that you're trying to instill in your players' mind for over the summer, as well as to prepare for the season?
Sure. As we transition here from spring practice now to academics and finals, soon it'll be summer program time. And summer program time, you've got the focus on the season coming up, but it takes a one day at a time mentality really to get better. So, we'll dangle in front of them the season. We'll dangle North Carolina A&T. Let them think about that a little bit, but ultimately it comes down to what you do on a daily basis.
And I guess in terms of you, what are some things that you're doing to prepare yourself for the first season as the head coach of the Elon football program?
Every day, I'm learning something and I'm preparing myself, just like these guys are at their position. We all can get better. So these scenarios like today, these live football situations and different scenarios we put the kids in, these are good for me and good for our staff, just as it's good for the kids.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time out to talk to me.
You got it. Thank you.
Well, it looks like they're having a lot of fun at Road Stadium. When we come back, we'll be covering a couple of CAA tournaments and have an exclusive interview from a CAA champion.
into center over the head of Chiquino. It'll go all the way to the wall. Sunday as Lynch lifts one, giving it Chase's pitch, and the 2-2 offering, swinging strike three. Runner going, Leany will throw down in time, gets served. Damarelli makes the play.
Playing basketball is a tremendous education. I've always felt athletics and the CAA prepares you well for life. You're constantly faced with adversity.
It builds character, it builds leadership.
Our kids recognize the need to be successful on the court and for the rest of their lives.
One of these days, the air is going to come out of that ball. It's not going to be bouncing anymore. What are you going to do with your life? Get that degree, get a meaningful degree, so that whenever that ball stops bouncing, you'll be able to do something with your life.
Matt's going to do it. This is the perfect way to go out. Going back to the NCAA tournament.
We deserve this. We worked so hard.
I don't want to leave this golf course not a CAA champion.
Something we've been striving for since my freshman year, and I couldn't be more excited.
Hello CAA fans and welcome to CAA.TV. From in-studio updates with news and highlights to go along with our marquee shows, This Week in CAA Football and CAA Hoops Weekly. To live HD streaming of events from every campus and every sport, we'll go on campus too, giving you an in-depth look at the lives of the coaches and students behind the championships. Check in with us every day on YouTube and of course by visiting us here at CAA.TV.
Welcome back to Elon Phoenix Weekly. Today we are doing a collaborative episode with One-on-One Sports, a debate show that's filmed on Elon's campus. We are covering a hectic week for Elon Athletics between April 27th and May 5th. No one has had a crazier week than Elon's softball and baseball teams, who have played a combined 12 games in the last 8 days. Breaking down the baseball madness is One-on-One Sports host Andrew Vendelis.
Thanks, Tellier. I'm here with Luis Muller to discuss some Elon baseball. Luis, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been a long day, but doing good for the most part.
Yeah, things are looking up for the Phoenix, but they had a crazy week. Tell us more about it and some of the things you took away.
Last Friday, May 3rd, they played Hofstra, and it was a 5-run 7th inning that showed their perseverance. It was a summary of the entire season. Saturday, they won 7-0 with Kirby on the mound. Great player. Don't even get me started on him.
We'll get to him later.
And all 7 runs were unearned, so it showed their grittiness and how they just fought for wins every single game. And it seemed like to start the season that they were going to be outclassed by a lot of these teams, but they finished with 29-20 on the season with 3 more games left to play this weekend against UNCW.
Definitely one of the top teams in the CAA, and they have 2 preseason All-Americans in Kyle Brnovich and George Kirby. So what do you expect? How do you expect them to close out the season headed into the CAA?
Oh, well, they've owned the CAA. They've owned it. Brnovich has been a solid starter, not a stellar, not a stud, but solid with a 3.58 ERA, and he's known for his strikeout rate. He just put up 12 Ks in his game last Friday against Hofstra, May 3rd. And Kirby, on the other hand, stud. And it says on MLB.com, the mock draft, he's projected to go 17th overall to the Washington Nationals. Oh, wow. Not 17th pick in the 3rd round, but 17th overall in the draft.
Kirby was a prospect coming out of high school too, so headed into this year and just kind of building up his resume a little bit.
Oh yeah, he had a low 2 ERA in the entire league, and then in conference he has a sub-2 at a 1.5, and then also not including that bad game against Towson, he has a sub-1 ERA.
Well, things are looking up for the Phoenix, but we'll take it back to Tellier in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. Baseball has had an incredible season. When we come back from commercial break, we'll recap the CAA Track and Field Conference meet and recap a surprise special event. Stay tuned.
It's always going to be a close game. It's always going to come down to the wire. It's always going to be competitive.
You can get your man right for a dog fight each and every week.
Talent here is just unbelievable. Every game's a challenge. You never really know what you're going to get into.
This is CAA football.
Stepping up in the pocket, there's Woodson again! To the second level, touchdown, Stacey Bedell!
Week in and week out, teams compete at the highest level. There's never a week off.
I just look forward to the challenge every time we play a CAA team because we know we're going to get their best.
Hello, CAA fans, and welcome to CAA.TV. From in-studio updates with news and highlights to go along with our marquee shows this week in CAA football and CAA Hoops Weekly. To live HD streaming of events from every campus and every sport, we'll go on campus too, giving you an in-depth look at the lives of the coaches and students behind the championships. Check in with us every day on YouTube and of course by visiting us here at CAA.TV.
One-on-one situation, Ramirez, and gets the stop.
Looking around, shot, goal made, tally.
Sinakori looks, bounce shot, goal!
In the NCAA Division I Football Championship Subdivision, the game is played with perseverance, integrity, passion, character, and sportsmanship. As he works to honor the game and respect his teammates, opponents, officials, and fans, every FCS player grows in his responsibilities as a student and as a member of his campus and community. Dedicated to personal growth and success in the classroom, the NCAA Division I FCS. Every down, every day.
Welcome back to Elon Phoenix Weekly. We are covering a wild week for Elon Athletics between April 27th and May 5th. To cover so many events, we have enlisted the help of One-on-One Sports, Elon's premier sports debate show. It was a busy day at Elon last weekend as Elon had 2 teams qualify for the CAA tournament in their respective sports. The first is softball, who clinched the number 2 seed in the tournament. We are here with Drew Gentry, who is reporting from the stands of Hunt Field. Drew, how's it going?
It's going great today, a beautiful day, little sunshine, little clouds, feels perfect outside.
After this final series against Hofstra, what are your thoughts on the season?
Well, Elon softball finished at 31-18-1 on the season, and they ended on a 3-game winning streak where their last loss came against Towson. A great success on the season where they finished 13-7 in the conference. This team absolutely outperformed what they were expected to do with such a young, talented lineup, 3 freshmen in regular starting lineups and 3 seniors as well. This team has a lot of potential going into the later parts of the season in CAA tournament this season.
The Phoenix's 13 regular season conference wins is the most for the team since joining the CAA. What are some things that this team did to be successful?
Well, again, this team's so young and talented. 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior also in the starting lineup along with the seniors. This team can hit the ball very well. Power through 1 through 6, a great lineup, and then speed or power 7 through 9. Being able to get that lineup back around, scoring a lot of runs efficiently. This team has dominated late in games, staying involved and then taking over later. But these freshmen is really what this program has been built around. Keegan Goldway, Rebecca Murray, and Megan White just have dominated the season in CAA play, and along the side of Ali Repko, Erica Serafini, this team has been dominant.
Well, and overall, what are some positives that you saw throughout the season?
Well, this team was in the top 10 in the nation in doubles. They put a lot of balls into that left center gap here at Hunt Softball Park, and that allowed this team to produce runs. But also, this pitching staff came in clutch. They would struggle and walk a couple of batters, but then they could get themselves out of tough jams with runners in scoring position, even with nobody out. Abby Barker had a phenomenal into her senior season. She had a team low in ERA, and then this team also, they may have allowed more hits in the circle than their opponents did, but this team also could produce runs at a high volume.
Thank you, Drew. We've certainly enjoyed watching their success this year. The softball team was not the only team with success. Elon hosted the track and field CAA championships as well. Madeline Kern is reporting from the scene to help us keep track of what happened this weekend.
Not the best for me, but overall on both cross country and track, it went really well. I was just very, for my first CAA championship, I didn't know what to expect. It was such a fun environment, just because it was at home, and I'm really proud of how everyone did. So basically with track, anything can happen. Someone can run really well, someone can throw really well, someone can jump really well, or you honestly just don't perform. We actually won long jump. Alex Tudor won. Mel actually came 7th. She was sitting in 9th going into the final, actually jumped 7th, so which was really good. From even throwing to Skylar and Autumn placed 3rd and 6th in javelin. I'm really proud of one of my teammates, Jordan Haywood. She's a freshman. She came 2nd in the 100-meter hurdles and 3rd in the 100, and actually finished 3rd in the 4x1 with Alex Tudor, Maura O'Malley, and Lauren Brzezinski. There's turning points. It just depends on how you want to overcome it. You let those difficulties set you back, or you push through. But what brought us back really into the competition was Chelsea and Melissa in the 1500. They won 1 and 2. I'm gonna rest for a little bit and then come back stronger because I really want to win. I want to beat JMU at their place.
On May 3rd through 5th, Elon hosted the CAA tournament. With 9 other universities competing, Elon really had the chance to stand out among the crowd. Melissa Adanaskoskis would take first on the 1500-meter race with a time of 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Not only would she take first, but she would also be the runner-up of the 500-meter race. The school would have a new record with the 4x400 relay team. They would have a time of 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Not only was this a new personal record, but this would get them 2nd with the overall event. Moving on to the high jump, Maura O'Malley would set her own personal record with a height of 5 feet 7 inches. Alex Tudor would become 3rd in the triple jump with a height of 40 feet. Elon would come 3rd in the overall CAA tournament with a total number of points of 152.33. Delaware would take first with 174, and Townsend being the runner-up with 160. Keep a lookout for selected Phoenixes this weekend at the Eastern Athletic Conference this weekend in Jacksonville, Florida. This will be their last chance to qualify for the NCAA East Preliminary Finals.
Thanks, Madeline. You tired of sports yet? When we come back, we'll show highlights from another tournament taking place at Elon and an exclusive interview with a CAA champion. You will not want to miss it.
Lifted to center over the head of Chiquino. It'll go all the way to the wall. Sunday is Lynch lifts 1, giving it chases 10, and the 2-2 offering swinging strike 3. Runner going, Leany will throw down in time, gets served. Gamarelli makes the play.
This is the perfect way to go out. Going back to the NCAA tournament.
We deserve this. We worked so hard.
I don't want to leave this golf course not a CAA champion.
Something we've been striving for since my freshman year, and I couldn't be more excited.
Playing basketball is a tremendous education. I've always felt athletics and the CAA prepares you well for life. You're constantly faced with adversity.
It builds character, it builds leadership.
Our kids recognize the need to be successful on the court and for the rest of their lives.
One of these days, the air is going to come out of that ball. It's not going to be bouncing anymore. What are you going to do with your life? Get that degree, get a meaningful degree, so that whenever that ball stops bouncing, you'll be able to do something with your life.
The CAA athlete has a lot of pride in what they do in the classroom and also what they do on the basketball court.
They're true student athletes.
You know, you learn not only what's book smart, but you also learn, you know, how to deal with people, how to bring out the best in them.
Every single day, you're challenged to do something great.
You never know when the ball is going to stop bouncing. Your education has to be your #1 priority because your education will take you a whole lot further than a jump shot will.
Hello and welcome back to a special Elon Phoenix Weekly collaboration episode with One-on-One Sports. I have a special guest with me, Elon University men's tennis star Felipe Sarasage, who received a bid to the 2019 NCAA Singles Tournament after winning the CAA Singles Championship. So Felipe, you were elected the CAA Men's Tennis Player of the Year for the 2nd consecutive year, making you the 8th in conference history to win that award back-to-back seasons. How does this award feel to you?
Well, actually, you saying it like that, it sounds like even better. So, like, thank you. And yeah, I mean, like, it's been like, I think a process of like working very hard these 4 years. And yeah, as soon as you get like older, you understand more like how college tennis works, you know. And yeah, it paid off junior and senior year mostly. And now with the NCAA bid, it's like even better.
And for the team in the CAA tournament, you were down 3-1 before surmounting a comeback that you were a huge part of when you defeated Austin Hussey and you took over the defending champions, 2-time defending champions, UNCW, 4-3. How did it feel to be such an integral part of that win?
Well, the fact that like we play against UNCW, that they always beat us like in the past for like 2 or 3 years in a row, it means even more because like coming back from like being 3-1, it makes it sound like even like crazier. So to wrap up my college career with my brothers like winning the CAA, it's like just priceless. It was an amazing experience.
And unfortunately, the team fell to Georgia in the first round of the NCAA tournament, but you're still playing. You've got the singles tournament coming up. How are you preparing for that, still not knowing who you're going to play against?
Well, I know it's going to be pretty damn hot there in Orlando, Florida. So I'm just putting myself there hitting twice per day in the very hot conditions and just trying to play physical tennis and get used to, because that's what I'm gonna like have to rely on once going to Orlando and playing all these like top level players.
All right, well, thanks so much for being here, Felipe.
No worries, thank you so much.
Yeah. And you can cheer Felipe on as he tries to make history at the 2019 NCAA Men's Tournament Singles Championship on Monday, May 20th at the USCA National Campus in Orlando, Florida. And although Felipe may be, you don't have to be the strongest or fastest to make history. On Friday, May 3rd, at Elon's Esports Club hosted the largest esports tournament in Elon's history. The event featured over 40 players from all over North Carolina. Hosted in Alumni Gym, we sent one-on-one host Matt Holzapfel to the event.
We're here in Alumni Gym, and behind me is the largest esports tournament in Elon University's history. Players from across the state took place in both singles and doubles style tournament, and it was winner take all afternoon. We spoke to Esports Club President Trevor to find out how this all came to be.
So I talked with our advisor, Wayne Thompson, and he's been the advisor for esports for a good while. He's been able to coordinate things, tell me, recommend things of where to go, and that's how we got started with it going to alumni gyms, because we thought go big or go home at first. But a lot of it has been on me to like get it running, get some coordination running, make a banner, get the word out there. A lot of it has been on me, and I just try to ask others help whenever it's possible.
Another member of the Esports Club, Cameron, entered the tournament in the doubles pool. He says that the preparation for tournaments like this one is a lot bigger task than you might think. So you're participating in the tournament tomorrow. A bunch of players come in from all over North Carolina, very exciting. As someone who is coming in from this club to participate against potentially pro players, how are you preparing for that?
I've been preparing by doing consistent training from ever since we decided to do this. Like, I think we decided to do this in my spring semester of my freshman year. So Trevor and I have been training consistently every day, you know, balancing school life with the life of being an esports player. And based on my past tournament results with players who are professional, I've been doing very well. And so it's been a lot about going to tournaments, being humble, knowing where you need to improve, knowing your strengths, and just keep going, like just keep training and building on what you are doing well and fixing what you're doing wrong.
Would you say that your aspirations, or anyone's aspirations in this club to be a professional esports player, have blossomed since joining this club?
I would definitely say that it has blossomed. I know that I have some friends here who I was able to get them to go to their first tournaments and compete with power-ranked players in the state. And after doing so, they've wanted to get even better and better. And so there's been like that facilitation of growth. And I feel as though like just from being here, having groups to go with, it's helped everyone become better players and want to strive to continue to keep getting better.
I wasn't sure I believed all the hype, so I sat down with Cameron during the tournament to play a quick round of Super Smash Bros. And see how I measured up to one of Elon's best players. Tough start. Oh, that was quick. So I didn't do too well, but I spoke with one of the players who did to find out just how much work goes into being a ranked esports competitor. I'm here with Hunt, who just finished competing in the doubles tournament. How'd you do? How do you think you did? Did you like where you finished?
I got third place. Can't complain about third place. I placed in the money. Got $2, but you know what? Take what we can get.
So I played Cameron, and he whooped me, so that kind of gives us a sense of just how good you guys are. So you're ranked, I believe, right, in the state?
I was ranked in the last Smash game. I was ranked 11th in Smash 4. Haven't really been to many events for this one, but I plan on being ranked eventually.
Can you talk about just kind of like the skill gap? Because people probably don't understand just how much skill gap there is and how much work goes into being ranked.
Yeah, so a lot of like casual players always talk about how like they're the best among their friends, and like while that's good, it doesn't mean you're tournament ready for you know. But coming out to tournaments and stuff, you can see players of a variety of skills. Cameron is one of the better players. He is really good at the game, but the skill ceiling is ridiculously high. Like top players, they can play at a completely different level. It's almost like they're playing a different game at some points.
I felt that way.
Yeah, it's like it's not even Smash anymore. It's just a random fighting game.
Just to wrap it up, so it's kind of hard to deny that esports is growing and blossoming and hitting the main stage. How cool is it as an esports fan and player to see it kind of take a mainstream stance against other sports?
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to see. A lot of people on like in the athletic community don't see video games as a sport or even potential for a sport. And like regardless of that, it's still a fun competition to take part in. But I think that this game is just, it takes a lot mentally and a lot of thinking. And I mean, sports, while you don't need the physique of like an athlete in order to play this game, that's kind of the charm of it. It's open to everybody, regardless of who you are, any disabilities, weight, regardless. You can sit down, play Smash Brothers, and you can be good at it.
In the end, 5th-ranked Bully won the singles tournament after a long night of close matches and tough competition. From Alumni Gym, Matt Holzaffel, Elon Phoenix Weekly.
Esports is continuing to grow on Elon's campus as well as across the country. Well, that's all the time we have for this special episode of Elon Phoenix Weekly. If you missed anything or want to watch it again, catch us on YouTube at youtube.com/Elon Phoenix Weekly. If you want to see more from One on One Sports, check out their YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all at One on One Sports. And go to elonphoenix.com to check out upcoming events for Elon Athletics. Don't forget to tune in next week for another exciting edition of Elon Phoenix Weekly. On behalf of all the crew from both shows, I'm Tellier Lundquist. See you next time, and go Phoenix.